Hey everybody, welcome back to Cuddles R Us. So today we've got a brand new patch for Dune Awakening. Now keep in mind it is the patch for June 18th, 2025. But today the update does bring some important PvP adjustments, some gameplay fixes, and a few quality of life improvements that are definitely worth knowing about. So please sit back, relax, and we'll jump right into it. Alright, so first off, we're going to start with PvP. The respawn times just got a serious change. So your first death in the PvP zone will now take 70 seconds to respawn. Now if you go and die again, your second and all following respawns will take 115 seconds. So stay sharp out there. Every death now has more weight. Now next up, the loot and vehicle changes. The Divet's Ornithopter Engine Mark V schematic has been completely removed from loot tables. It was depreciated anyway, so it's gone for good. Also, a super big one, the players no longer take damage from vehicles. So, no more accidental roadkills during chaos, which is fabulous. And for all you thopter stompers out there, I personally fell victim to one or two times where I was out gathering spice and I just got thopter stomped. So, I'm really glad to see this change. As hilarious as it is very much a little overwhelming and definitely a little dirty way to play. So I am kind of glad to see that gone, even though it was hilarious. Now, also there are the fact that the Unstuck button will now disappear if you're in a vehicle or if you're on the overland map. Now that's okay because it didn't work in these situations anyway. So this just keeps things a lot more clean. And also the service notifications, kind of like the server restart alerts, they've been moved to the center top of your screen rather than the upper right. So it's a lot easier to spot now and keep updated on everything. Now, there's also when you're respawning across maps, you'll now have to manually type respawn into a confirmation box. This is going to help accidental teleports or misclicks. Very smart move on the dev's part. That can definitely be frustrating when you accidentally click something and then whoop, you're gone and you completely wrecked your whole plan for, a good 10, 20 minutes when you're trying to get back to where you were, if not longer. So good call on the dev's part. There have also been another round of server and client stability improvements that has been rolled out. That means fewer crashes, better performance, and smoother gameplay overall. I'm really glad to see this. I know myself personally, I've had one or two crashes, but I have not had the horror stories that I have heard online of people crashing multiple times. I know I've seen that EU servers have been having a lot of issues, so hopefully with this update, we will see better performance overall, and there will be less crashes. Now, we're going to get into the fixes and exploits section. Now, this one's a little stacked, so just bear with me. It's a lot to break down. I'm going to try to break it down piece by piece for you. So basically, the first one, they fixed a freeze when crossing the deep desert server borders. Now, this has been a known issue since the beta. I know I personally had issues with this one. You have to make sure you're gliding across those server borders, because the problem is when you hit that mesh in your ornithopter, if you are hovering, you are taking a chance. You will literally get shot out of your ornithopter and onto the sand below. I know there was at one point my thopter was stuck in the sky and I was on the ground and I had no idea what to do. It was absolutely horrendous. I lost a lot of stuff and it really frustrated me. So that was a hard lesson that I learned, but obviously it didn't make me stop playing. But all the same, please, please, please make sure you're gliding across those server borders, and hopefully this fix will stop more instances of what happened to me happening to other people. Now, the next one, players can abandon shared bases reliably, and dart trails from the Mullah pistol will now behave properly. Also, the Atreides leader that is in the Mentat contract no longer respawns instantly, and Chris knives cannot be swapped into storage containers incorrectly. Also, the Lands Red refining bonus now applies correctly with stacked resources. They also fixed an issue where Solari could vanish from your bank. So if you were saving up, it may not be there from before. So hopefully you didn't experience that. I know I personally have not put anything in the bank yet. Mr. Cuddles has, but I'm not sure if it affected us or not. Also, service alerts are now properly displayed without being blocked, and the Anton Trollver dialogue bug in deep extraction has been fixed. Now, the exploit involving base damage with the Cutter A, It is completely gone now. There was a big issue where people were going into the deep desert. They were, taking the cutter from the buggy and they were destroying people's bases and looting them. That is completely gone now. That was never meant to be that way. So I'm glad to hear that that has been taken care of. Also, research journey steps now complete, even from inside vehicles. And there's no more getting free water from ghost death stills. I never experienced that one, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. But if you experienced, let me know. Also, there was a projectile salvo exploit. I also never experienced that one as well, but that apparently is fixed as well. So actually with this update, there has been a lot of cleanup, and I'm really glad to see there is this much attention to detail from the devs. They really seem to care about this game, and it's really moving towards that polished end game that we're all hoping for. So this update doesn't bring a lot of new content, but it is that solid step towards being polished and long-term stability of this game. So what do you think of the changes? Let me know in the comments because, the devs are watching a lot of communities online and they want to improve this game. They want to see what we think in order to help shape their updates for next week. So let me know what you think. Do you have any ideas that you would like to see? Is there anything that you feel like needs fixing? I know myself and Mr. Cuddles, we have a couple ideas that we would love to, put in a Reddit forum and hope that the devs see so that they could potentially put something into a DLC later on down the way. But we'll have to see on that one. We got some good ideas. But if you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please hit that bell for more Dune Awakening updates from us. We love having you in our community, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, stay safe and dodge those sandworms. Bye, guys.